This is Lady Flava of Lady Flava News, and I'm so excited to share this project with you. I was blessed to have the opportunity to sit down with three young, amazing talents from Seattle, Washington, my hometown, right here at Westgate Hotel and Casino Resorts in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I now live. Meet Vic, Lexi, and Mileena, the Residency. Hi, this is Lady Flava, and I'm blessed to be sitting here with some amazing young talents, and I want to introduce you to all of them. But this young man right here, I am a little bit familiar with his music because I played it on my radio shows. Would you do me the pleasure of introducing yourself?
Of course. How you doing? My name is Vic Daggs II. My stage name is Vic Daggs II. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
So you were a part of the residency program back in Seattle, but right now you're here in Las Vegas. Tell me about why you're here in Las Vegas.
I am here to help support an amazing event that I was just blessed to be a part of. So, I mean, it's an opportunity to showcase myself and also be with these lovely ladies and just put a great song together and help just put a nice W in the books for the residency back home. So,
Can you tell me about what this showcase is going to be about?
this showcase is a recovery event, so a lot of it is just awareness, I think. People who are speaking, people who have got through that stage in their lives and are on the other side of it. So I think that it's about just empowering those who are sober-minded, clear-headed, and just having fun listening to great music.
Okay. So tell me, when did you start getting involved with hip-hop?
I got involved in hip-hop my senior year in high school. I took poetry and I fell in love with it, and I would often skip school to go to the studio. But then when I found the residency and I was able to be a part of that program when I graduated, then I kind of just fell full-fledged into it, and it just became my passion. So I became an engineer and producer, and just, I do a whole lot of different things that I like to do as far as just creatively and just expressing myself.
And what year did you get involved with the residency?
My year was 2016 cohort.
So how did you come to find out about this program?
How did I find out about this program? 2016 seems like a long time ago, but it really wasn't. I think I went to a Seattle Career Music Day, and I think that there was something about that. They had mentioned a cohort for urban kids in the community who had passion in music, and I submitted an application, and then I was, blessed enough to be a part of that year's cohort.
Okay. And is it just a one-year program?
You can do it multiple years, but I only did it 1 year.
Okay. But you clearly have stayed connected.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's a beautiful thing. So I want to ask a question, and it's something that I ask the entertainers and artists that I interview on my radio show. Do you feel a responsibility around what you create?
Yes, that's the only reason I started making music back when I was in high school, because I didn't like the music that was coming out. Not as far as we have those conscious rappers and artists, but me being who I am, I feel like the content needs to be more for the youth, more empowering, not as much about violence, guns, drugs. There's so many more topics that you can talk about. So yeah.
So what direction do you go with your music?
What direction I go with my music? I'm a conscious rapper. I like to have a message within my music. I also work with kids, so I make sure that I'm not doing something that I know will not be great in their eyes, because they look up to me and I'm a mentor or a role model for a lot of people in the youth. So my direction is just empowering yourself, expressing yourself, and also the message that I have, being Black African American, all the things that's going on in the world, just showing awareness to those people who are like me and my peers.
So what goals do you have when it comes to your artistry and where you want to go with it?
I want to be the greatest version of myself. I'm not trying to be better than anyone else. I know that if I'm the best version of myself, that's all that really matters. But as far as my goals, I definitely would like Grammys and, all the accolades, but really I want the impact. I want the impact that, I can have somebody see me or kids see me, hey, that's the, something that's like that along that line, so that they can see what I'm doing and I may be able to pave a way for them, or just be resourceful if they want to be creative. But a lot of the stuff that I do now is kind of veering towards my goals, and my goals change often. as I just become more aware, more knowledgeable, have more opportunities, my goals often change, but I think that they all are the same. It's just the impact when it's all said and done and who I was as a person.
So can you tell me about your foundation? And got a very mature attitude, which I totally respect, and I love the fact that you are so consciously aware of your impact that you can have on others and what you want to bring them into when they experience your art. Is there somebody who's had an impact in your life that has kind of brought you in this direction?
Yeah, a lot of people. I'd say Jace for one, working with Ben, Amir, like everybody through the residency. A lot of just connections that I've had and I've held on to for the years to come, and I will keep holding on to them because I'm inspired by these people, and that's why I keep them in my circle or I'm in theirs. But yeah, that would be my answer for that. I think not as far as just like artists that I see on TV that like inspire me or something, you know, because a lot of that is a facade. You don't really know that person in real life. But I know Jace, I know Amir, I know their personalities, like their characteristics, and they're like-minded people like myself. So I feel like that's different than me having or being inspired by somebody that I see on TV when I don't really know them as a person.
So what do you think tonight's going to look like and feel like?
Tonight's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be extremely fun. Even during sound check, like I know it's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of people. I got some family here. I know that they got family coming down. So I think it's just going to be like a really eventful night as far as just the performance, but also it's going to be a night full of awareness. It might be an emotional night for people who have overcame some things, or, you know, I think it's going to be high emotion, but I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be something that everyone that's in that venue will remember.
I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you a lot. This is awesome for me to be able to get to know you and hear you tell your story. Is there anything else that you want to say?
Let's see. I have a project that I'm working on that is going to be coming out very, very soon. Other than that, I have a clothing line that I'm working on that's going to be coming out very, very soon. But yeah, until then, just stay posted because I'm going to be releasing a lot of music, clothes, and a lot of just creative things very soon.
So where can people find out more about you?
They can find out more about me on my Instagram at Vic Daggs II, or even on my website that I have, vicdaggsi.com. You can also go there to see merchandise. You can check out my bio. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter as Victor Daggs Jr. or Vic Daggs II on all platforms. So you can find me. It's not hard to navigate and find me.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, this is Lady Flava, and I am here with some of the young talents that are going to be performing at a special show tonight. So I want to introduce them to you. And look at this lovely young lady. Introduce yourself, honey.
I'm Lexi Lalauni.
And do you do hip hop?
Yes,
Right.
I sing, I write,
Okay.
and do a little rapping and other
Okay.
things.
So clearly you're here because you've been a part of or are a part of the residency program back in Seattle. Right now we're down here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So when did you get involved with the residency program?
2018. I did 2018 and 19.
Okay. And what kind of impact did that program have on you?
Big impact, I would say, for me in the beginning. It helped me realize that I can do this for my life because that's what I wanted, and it showed me community. It showed me other like-minded people who were there with the same passions I was, and able to. I've always been really shy, not really believe myself to be someone who can be in front of people, but the residency kind of pushed me out of my shell a little to stand up on stage even when I was so afraid to. So, yeah, I think it helped me as an artist, but as a person too.
So how did you find out about the residency and what, and you just said, you know, I want to go for this?
Well, I was a Macklemore fan, and I saw he posted a residency show.
Okay.
And I didn't really know much about it, but I just, wanted to go see, and I saw, and I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
It's hip hop and just everything the program was about and for, and so I signed up and I auditioned, and now I'm here. And
That's
I love it.
awesome.
Yes.
So, can I ask how old you are?
22.
22. So who were your influences that got you, intrigued and digging hip hop and rap?
I loved Mariah Carey when I was younger.
Okay.
I would always replay her videos on YouTube over and over again and try to sing them.
Okay.
And I loved. Well, I did musical theater, so musical theater was like my into. I didn't start with hip hop. It was like I just like to sing. So musical theater, and I did choir, and I liked different artists here and there. I would say Mariah Carey was my biggest one, and then when I got into high school was Macklemore. I really loved his messages. At the time, it would help me. And so then, I found Residency, and that's kind of, I like hip hop.
Okay.
I like that genre. I like the energy and the messages we can hear and get out.
So as I asked Vic, what do you think your responsibility as an artist is in presenting your artistry to communities, families, the world?
I would say truth, to live my truth, and I think it's important for people to live in their truth, and with that comes a lot more peace in your own mind, and I hope that that can inspire other people to be comfortable with who they are and live their truth. And so, yeah, I do think I'm responsible. I think kids are very important, and I want to make sure that they are seen and understood. They are loved just the way they are, and they don't have to be some idea that society wants them to think they should be. So that's my message. That's what I hope to bring to the world.
So do you have music out?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, you can go ahead and tell us where that we can find you online then.
So my name is Lexi Lalauni. I'm on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, all the platforms. It's LexiLalauni.
So where do you want to go with your music?
I just want to sing and write and dance around and live my life, do what I love. So wherever that takes me, I hope to just follow it. I used to have some idea of what I wanted to be and the stages I wanted to be on, but now I just live, I just sing, and I just hope to do that for my life, and I hope to, just live my truth, and I just hope to inspire any people on the way who are needing it at that time, if they do.
So tell me about the reason why you're here in Las Vegas.
Here for this event for recovery, recovery and mental awareness health, and I think that's a very important and beautiful journey. I think that it's important that we acknowledge that the mental, the spirit, all of it is very much there, and I think a lot of people try to avoid it sometimes. I know I do, but so this event is very important to me personally, and I'm happy to be a part of something so important. Big.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you want to tell people about yourself?
music is out there if anyone wants to listen. But yeah.
So you can bring it tonight?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, honey. Right. Again, I am here in Las Vegas with some amazing young talents that are going to be gracing the stage tonight as a special event. And I'm just spending a little time with them, wanting to introduce you to them. And I have another young lady, beautiful young lady that I understand is amazingly talented as the others. And I want to have her introduce herself to you.
Alright, so my name is Mileena. I go by Mileena though for my stage name, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
So what brings you down here to Las Vegas?
So I'm here with some residency alumni and some amazing coordinators, mentors, and friends, most importantly. We are here for a convention for recovery. We have been working for quite some time now on some music that we can perform tonight. So tonight's finally the night for us to do everything that we've been working so hard for.
So you have been a part of the residency program how long ago?
So I did the 2019 cohort, and I also was able to be lucky enough to intern for 2020 as well.
Okay. So as I've asked the others, and I ask most of the people that I interview, what do you think your responsibility as an artist and performer?
As an artist and performer, I feel like my responsibility is to be my true self. There are a lot of people in my life who look up to me, and so I'm very cautious on the things that I put out, the things that I say. I don't want to use my platform just for my own personal gain, but also to spread as much knowledge, courage, and wisdom to anyone, younger or older, who listens to my music. I understand that music is an art, but it also has much more of a deeper impact. It's also a great tool for healing, and I've gone through a lot of things in my life to where music was something that helped me still be here today, and so I understand that impact can, the impact that music has is not just something that was, done to me, but I can also give out to others with what I do.
So with all of that you just shared, which I think is amazing, do you feel a sense of pressure on you?
I don't feel a sense of pressure on me as far as music in my aspect as my artistry, but I do feel a sense of pressure on me just as a young woman in this world and in this industry that I'm just kind of dipping my toe into. There are a lot of high expectations and a lot of things that are put out that are not as they seem, and it can be a little bit it could be a little bit scary getting started and getting into it, but with all the pressure, all I can really do is just dive in head first and go with the wind.
So where do you want to take, where do you really want to take your artistry? Is it wanting to be a recording artist? Is it wanting to travel the world? Is it wanting to go into the schools? What direction are you wanting to take?
It's a good question. When I first started making music, I was really shy and when I first recorded my first song, I did it because it was just kind of all on a whim, but I've always sung since I was young, and when I first started with music, I didn't really have an idea. I never saw myself as somebody who could be on a big stage, which is crazy because now I've been on a few different big stages, but I never saw that for myself, and I've always been kind of behind the scenes. But as I go, I start to see that anything is possible. And as of right now, I'm kind of just doing what I can and doing, what I feel is right. Um, I can definitely see myself, being a recording artist and, touring the world. I would love to tour, but wherever music takes me is where I feel I'm meant to be. So I don't have any expectations on, having to be a major star or to be in just one box. I feel like there's many things I could do throughout my career since I'm so young and just getting started. But as far as a goal, I just want to be as free as possible artistically and just, always be able to do what I feel and say what I feel and have control of myself and my words and my art.
So, who have been your influences in your life then?
In my life, my influences have been my family members, all of my family members, my mom, my dad. They're some of the closest people to me. My grandparents, they are pretty much the reason why I do what I do. They are so supportive of me. They push me, and no matter what I do, no matter what decisions I make, they're always there for me, and I really appreciate them. That's as far as personal influences. As far as musical influences, I have a lot of influence from I'm sorry, I said Mariah Carey because she said Mariah Carey, but I do love Mariah Carey, but Mary J. Blige is who I was trying to say. And Beyonce, a lot of influence from Beyonce. I think she's an amazing performer.
So what type of messages are in your music?
In my music, I only have a few songs out right now. It's kind of a wide array of messages, ranging from more emotional songs that you could just relate to as you're growing and moving through stages and relationships with people. But I also have some songs that are more meant for healing and, calming of the mind. I feel as though you can talk about anything. And so, whatever I feel, I kind of just go and record that and, let it be what it is in its own way.
So where can people find you online?
So as of right now, where you can find my music, you can find it on any major streaming platform, and you can also find me on YouTube and Spotify, all going to be under my name, Mileena.
All right. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.
It's Lady Flava, and I'm here with three amazing talents that are down here in Las Vegas, Nevada, through a program from Seattle, Washington, my hometown, called the Residency. So why don't the three of you could jump in, whatever, how you want to do it. Tell us what the Residency is.
I can start since I've probably been around the longest, since I did it in 2016. But the Residency is a cohort that breaks young urban youth or people who are passionate about music into two categories. I'm not sure if it changed since I've been there, but I don't think it has. It's vocals and then production. So a lot of people who are vocalists, they have, breakout sessions, writing, learning rhyme schemes, poetry, poetic devices, whatever the case may be. Also stage presence, and a lot of that is just breakout sessions, and also just like learning more about, social issues and stuff like that, and how to incorporate it into music as far as writing. And on the other hand, there's the production value side of it, which is mostly for producers who are just into making beats and, making arrangements. And then at the end, they all come together, and then they put on a performance. From the vocalist, they have a beat that's produced by the class that's in the production category of the Residency. So it's kind of like you're kind of separated throughout the journey, but you come together to make something greater at the end, and then you're able to showcase that to family and friends at the last event, which is a show, to see how hard you've been working on what you've been working on as far as arts musically and creatively.
So, you ladies also agree with what Vic just shared? Is there anything else that you could add to it? He was pretty good there, right?
Yeah,
he just took it all over. Huh? There you go. But I'm sure that there's something that you can share about the residency program from your experiences.
I think also it creates community, and you make friendships, and you meet people who they'll be in your, they're still in my life throughout these years as friends, or like Jace and Amir, these beautiful people that inspire you and have the same passions and mindsets as you do. So that's a really cool space to be in.
Yeah, the community is definitely another big part of it. It's a great opportunity for networking as well. You can stay connected with the residency for as long as you'd like. There are so many opportunities that are always available for anyone who's a part of that program, and it's right there for you whenever you're ready to go and dive in.
So if a young person came up to you and you know, realized, saw you on stage or heard you, you know, through this program, what would you say to them if they, you know, had questions and are curious and wanted to get involved?
To get involved,
Yeah.
to do it, just go for it.
Yeah. Just go for it. Even if I would first I'd probably ask them, you know, what are your interests? Like, are you into like the writing aspect of it? You know, rapping? Do you want to be a person that's on stage? Do you like just being behind the scenes, making the beats, producing, and, you know, sending it out to artists? Because there's different levels to music and the industry. But yeah, first asking them what they're interested in, just letting them know, like just like how she was saying earlier in her interview, just being your truth and just speaking your truth, whether that's through production or writing. But just making sure that they're going after it and doing it if it's something that they're passionate about.
So I'm kind of curious, because I wish I was back home now and I could actually physically be there and witnessed all of this. But so when it starts, the beginning of the residency, and you walk in the door, wherever the setting is, what do they present to you that just makes you want to come back?
I'll let you guys go.
And kindness, good energy. Right in the morning, Jace is giving everyone fist bumps and ready to start the day. And there's just, you do like a warm up in the morning to get the energy right, and then just breaking out into sessions where you're being able to be creative and work creatively with other people. That's really cool when you are not usually around that kind of atmosphere, and now that's what you can do all day. That's really cool, and that's why I loved it, was to be in a space that made me feel where I wanted to be.
Yeah, the residency has very welcoming energy. As soon as you walk in, it can be kind of scary when you're starting a program or you're starting something that you have no idea what to expect. Everybody's welcoming you with open arms, and as soon as you meet everyone, as soon as I met all my teaching artists, I felt like I had already known them. They didn't make me feel like I was new or anyone in the class. There were a lot of students in the cohort as well who were returning students. When I was just coming into it, they didn't make me feel like I didn't know what I was doing. They were very welcoming, open, friendly, and you know, they showed me around. Lexi actually was the first person who ever showed me around everything the whole day. She just gave me the whole rundown, and we're still connected and everything like that, and we still work, and we still see each other all the time, and we see a lot of other students, and there's also just, you know, we spend a lot of good quality time together outside of residency itself, because there are actual personal relationships that are being built.
Yeah, I think that that's very key too. It's like with teaching artists, like my year I had Jace, I had Elisa, Maddie, just a whole a whole just handful of artists and creative, whether it's male or female, that like it becomes very personal when they see you. Like Jace was the first person, and till this day he still calls me Young Star. He was the very first person to ever talk to me that way, and it feeds me and it makes me believe in myself. But also, it is something that's like, if he sees it before I see it, I know that it's in me. So I gotta kind of peel back the layers and just unlock that and become that, because I know that someone else is seeing. So I think that it's a very safe space. It's a very professional like energy. Like when you get in there's energy, and a lot of things that we did my co-art year was definitely about like energy and just, you know, saying ashe and just making sure you're, you know, physically, mentally, all the way there in tune with yourself, so that you can make the best result as far as just creating.
So when you walk in the door, or do you already have it in your head what part of the program you're going to be focusing on? Or
Yeah.
are you allowed the opportunity to come through the door and say, oh, this is the direction I want to go?
Well, you choose before,
Mhm.
like if you're on vocal side or production, but what you do with that when you're there is up to you. You have the resources and the tasks and the writing assignments, but what you do with that is up to you. If you want to put your energy and your love into that, or if you want to, whatever.
So you can shift directions, or you can
Yeah. A
get
lot of
involved
people,
with all of it?
a lot of people, like I know a couple alumni that went, they did the vocal one year, then the next year they bounced back and did the production, just to get that insider knowledge on being able just to create from all aspects of, they know how to write, they know how to write a rap and rhyme scheme, but if they don't have beats, then how could they rap, you know? So like just learning that. So yeah, there's definitely people who bounce around and just want to be well rounded as artists.
Well, you make the program sound absolutely amazing, but I'm going to have an honest question for y'all. Were there challenges that you faced being a part of this?
Challenges for me would be getting over myself. Just being too afraid to even raise my hand or get in front of the class, or when you have to write a verse real quick and then share it can be a little nerve-wracking, but when that's what you're supposed to do. Not supposed to, I guess you don't have to if you really don't, but getting through those things that you think are challenges are pretty cool once you get through them, and you realize that it's not as scary as your mind might make you think it is.
So now that the three of you have been through this program, and it's very clear that you have great mentors and leaders that have helped kind of guide you to be who you are and to love and respect your gifts as they are. Is there anything that you would say that you could visualize that would be beneficial to this in the future?
That would be beneficial to like the residency.
The program,
The
to
program?
the youth that come through the program?
Um,
Where do you think this program could go?
I mean, you already can see where it's going now. I mean, like, it's growing tremendously and at a very fast rate, like it really is. But a lot of people, like a lot of my friends who do music, like they ask about it, like even my brother asked about it. And, I think that it's something that's becoming more so. A lot of people see what's going on with the residency, but it's a lot of word of mouth also. Because I think that Seattle is that type of, community that's like word of mouth, a lot of peers, a lot of networking, but I think that it can be as big as it wants to be. I mean, I think that there's no really cap on it, because when you get more teaching artists and you get more mentors and you get more people that want to make music, you just got to get a bigger building. So, it's just one of those things.
I can definitely see the residency, in the near future, having more locations for more opportunities for young artists, because right now we're just Seattle based, but there are so many young artists everywhere who do not have the resources that they need. And I can say myself, of what I know from just being in the music business so far, I don't know any other internship or program like the Residency at all. So I feel like for something that I could see as a vision is just there being more connections and locations for children around the world even to have this opportunity, because we were blessed to have this opportunity, and I would wish it upon anyone who has big dreams.
Is there anything else that any of you want to share about the residency program?
Thank you, residency.
Yes, thank you
it's
for
a journey,
everything.
it's like once you're in, it's like a family, like literally. You just always opportunities, always just going out to lunch or whatever the case may be, just catching up. What have you been working on? How have you been creative? It's on a personal level rather than, you may graduate high school and you may have a couple teachers that even though you've been there for 4 years, but it's not like that here. It's personal. We can sit down and have dinner with them. We can talk. We can be personal. We can ask for advice, whether it's music or in life. So I think that that's a difference, and I think that that's what's great about it.
The only thing that I would add is for anyone who is getting started in the music business or anything creative, because I feel as though when you want to have a creative career, it can be kind of challenging because you feel as though you have to go in a certain direction, and you feel as though your ideas can't be something that you can capitalize on and live off of. But if you want to move up and really take your creative art seriously, the resources are around you, and you just have to learn it.
So before I end this thought just came into my head. So tell me this. I've been working with recording artists since 2009. So what is your understanding of the industry that you've learned through this program?
There's a lot. I mean, music, I just learned something the other day about music. Someone who can go into a booth and mumble some stuff, that's called underlining. And you give that track to a major artist and they record it and you get paid for that. So it's a lot of stuff that I think I've learned as far as the music industry. I can't pinpoint anything right now because I feel like I'm learning all the time as an artist and just always trying to stay on my P's and Q's within the industry that's always changing. But one thing that I learned is just definitely networking and just having these resources and just keeping them in your circle and not burning bridges, because you always may need help. You can never do it alone by yourself.
One thing that I learned just from what I've done so far about the industry, in any industry really, is just know yourself. Know yourself and you're good. Everything else will follow as long as you always know who you are right here.
I want to thank you. So very much for this time with you. I'm learning, and you're never too, old to learn something. And so I appreciate the vibe, the essence of what I'm feeling from the three of you. I cannot wait to see you on stage tonight and experience all that. To be here with my brother J.C. Cage from Black Stacks. I've been working with Black Stacks since 2009, and this is pretty awesome to be here with the three of you. I look forward to getting to know you better, and I'm going to start following all of you. And definitely I want you to send your music so that I can play it on my radio shows. And I did put the word out there. I hope it's okay. We're talking about doing a residency show on my radio show. That is just for you guys. For all the young people coming through the residency, their music can be heard around the world through my radio station. So I look forward to continuing this journey with all of you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
How you guys doing? Yeah! Yeah. Yeah. Drunken master, stumble hazard, falling backwards. Empty stomach, the effect is faster. Efficiency, write the verse and stanza. Pick your poison or pick your cancer. A dark place, gotta raise the standards. Tiptoeing around the party with a thought he was ballerina dancing down. Dark looking and dark skin, I had to keep the bottle. Don't get offended, don't spin the bottle. Ain't giving kisses, she finds mom, but ain't getting tinted. When you're divine, gotta know your limits. Hard to focus with blurry vision. Out talk only come with vision, not eyesight only come from sipping. As of lately, I could be tripping. As of lately, been acting different. Feel like he's up in the ignition. All this drive, you know I'm whipping, moving fast without permission. Joyride, knocking my feelings.
Cold sweat, don't hold your breath. I said I'm up late again, all day, no rest. I got these vices
Weighing on my mind,
I got these vices
running out of time.
I got these vices
Weighing on my mind.
I got these vices I got these vices.
I said I'm tired of it. Everybody got opinions, but nobody really listens. Yeah, it's just the world we live in, so I'm fine with it. In my mind, it keeps on spinning, and I'm trapped beyond my feelings, and I can't tell what real is. Hard to play. I need some space. Everyone's talking, I just need a meditate. Asking me where I've been, here I am. I've been up and down, I've been lost and found. Here I am now.
Some nights, cold sweat, don't hold your breath.
I said I'm
Up late again, all day, no rest.
I got these weighing on my mind. I got these running out of time.
I got these vices,
Weighing on my mind.
I got these vices,
I got these vices. I got these
vices,
weighing on my mind.
I got these vices,
Running out of time.
I got these vices,
Weighing on my mind.
I got these vices.
I got these vices. get the finger like a crossfader. I be in my lawn check, stargazing like, I praise it the most high. Boy in his own shades, made it to court style. Remember the old days of praying for cosigns. Labels offer me pay, I said that I won't sign. I take my weakness and turn that into a weapon. When everybody doubted me, I turn that to my leverage. I stand up on the stage, it wasn't planned, see it was destined. Look at Las Vegas with their hands in the heavens. Recover out loud, make some noise!
I have to thank my friend, my colleague, my family, J.C. Cage of the Residency Artist Engagement Coordinator, and of the group Black Stacks for opening up the door for this memorable opportunity for me. This was fuel for my soul, and I forever love and respect our bond.